This guy is what's called a city remembrancer. He sits behind the Speaker in the House of Commons, not dressed like that, but that's the intention. And he ensures that no legislation gets passed through the House of Commons that is against any of the interests, the overriding interests of the City of London. Okay? That's him. There's a city remembrancer, excuse me. There's the city remembrancer, and then there's the Queen's remembrancer, who sits in usually in the Old Bailey. And that's why all these so-called top celebrities, when they end up going to trial, it's usually a trial for criminal activity in the Old Bailey, and why invariably, depending upon who you know, is how you get off. So this guy has got a knife in one hand, and he's got a horseshoe in the other. And there's a ceremony every year, performed with something called 61 nails. And this is to ensure that the City of London stays what's called like an enclave or a principality, and it's got its own police force. It's a state in and of itself. And the Inns of Court are all, shall we say, in on the job. And this is why the top barristers, the top judiciary, the top police commissioners are all running into this. And this black and white Masonic tiled floor is what's called the floor of Malkuth. And the floor of Malkuth is supposed to be for the initiates to decide what tiles they need to be standing on in order to progress whatever it is they do. So these guys are involved and control military, Masons, mafia, monarchy, mayhem. M1 is the money supply. Used to hear a lot about that at budget time. Used to say the MO is this, the M1, M2 money supply. There's never any mention of it anymore because it's all too technical and it gets in the way of how they actually make their money. Then you've got this other stuff. This was all done because I was going to write a book and call it M People. So this is what we've got here. MacArthur, Mandelson, Manchurian Candidate, Murder, MI5, MI6, Miliband. They're all the same hand in the same glove. And what we have, this international, elitist, global, Zionist, narcissistic, fascist, Luciferian, ball-worshipping, psychopathic banking cartel. And that's just about it. They're psychopaths, they're vain, they're obsessed with their own continuity, they're obsessed, like the royal family are, with dressing up in uniforms, Philip there parading around, and one day he's a Lord Admiral of the fleet, and the next day he's in another uniform. I mean, it's just a joke when you look at what it's about. It's so far in the past for any evolving planet that you would actually have to question the sanity of anyone that could actually look at it and say, well, yeah, that's it. We want more of it. We don't want less of it. So they are beholden to the Vatican. They are steeped in astrological and occult behavior. Prince William, born on the summer solstice, 21st of June. One other member of the royal family was. If you're into numerology, if you take the leading members of the House of Windsor, I think 90% of them all have a numerological name that comes to 7. Yeah, so this is it's an energy that they give out, so that a bit like the mystery of the Archbishop's ring, that it's supposed to give out an energy where people become quite subservient and quite compliant in their presence. So they haven't missed a trick in all of this, and this is why it works as they have it working. So here's the enemy.